Welcome to the orientation. I'm Dr. Marcia Riggio, so I'm the director of the training. And I just want to give you opportunity to ask questions, get answers, go over what the requirements are for your field experience, okay? So we'll make it short and sweet. If you have questions, we can do that. Or just afterwards, you can email me, and that's just fine as well, okay? All right, so everything that I go over tonight, we will email to you. So by you signing with your email address, that's a guarantee we'll email you everything we go over tonight. I'm going to try to say some trees. This is a manual. It has everything in it you want to know. I'll email it to you, okay? Okay, well, I'll pass it around too so you can touch and feel it. It's for you. The activity log, it's a little bit different. It's revised. Those of you who are already in practicum or internship, it's revised. Looks different for the fall. We keep trying to upgrade some stuff. And then you hear me talk about the training plan. You have to do an online training plan, which consists of 2 online applications, a training application and a training agreement. There's PDFs of them here. Don't turn this in. Don't keep these. It's all online. Just give it to you so you can feel it, touch it, look at it. Then you hear me talk about evaluation. At the end of each practicum and internship semester, you will evaluate your site. You want to know if the site's not good, is good, should we keep them, that kind of stuff. And the site will evaluate you as well. That's what the evaluations look like. Everything is online. No hard evaluations. Okay, so let's kind of go over the training. It's basically a summary of the manual that is going around. We'll try to go over all these before you guys go to happy hour, okay? Unless you already went to happy hour. Oh no. Here we go. Who your contacts are in the training office, what the field experience is, the timelines, due dates, who's already in that field experience? No one's doing practicum yet? Internship?
Okay.
You doing internship?
No, practicum.
You're practicum right now? Okay. So you know that we're very firm about the timeline, due dates. You must meet the deadlines. There's too many of you all. You must meet the timelines and deadlines, which is the one handout that I do have for everyone. It's up here when you log in. We're going to go over the training plan itself, your hours, how to keep track of your hours, the evaluation, lines of communication. You'll be interviewing at sites to determine if they want you, if you want them, things to think about for the interview. We do these orientations 3 times a year. You don't have to come to any more after this one, but you should. There's always some changes that occur. I recommend you come like 3 times a year, 3 Fridays out of the year. Come on, you can do it, right? We offer some trainings throughout the year. It's a good opportunity for you to stay connected. What do you do after today's session, next steps, and some links for you. Okay, so let's see if we get that covered. After you get your approval for your site, meaning you interview, the site wants you, and you want to be there, after that, your first line of communication should be with the site. If you have a problem, questions, site supervisor. I don't know this, site supervisor. Don't come to Argosy first. That is now your first line of communication. Once you start the class for your field experience, if you can't get your answer from your site, your next line of communication is the instructor for your practicum or internship. It's still not the training office. You want to build a relationship with these guys. These are your frontline supervisors. If you still can't get your answer, then we have Chris, training assistant. He probably knows everything after your supervisor and instructor. If you still can't get it, come to me. So don't email the chair. Don't email me first. Take advantage of your guys here before you get down to us. Okay? Yes? All right. Let's see what else we got here. You pretty much know what the purpose of this is. You've learned so much in your program now, right? Now you're going to apply it into a field experience. So practicum's a little bit light, low end, nice transition. The internship is a lot more intense. So field experience trying to get you exposed to the clinical setting so that perhaps when you graduate from here, sometimes the practicum internships like becomes your job, or you're very well prepared to apply for jobs based on your hours there. What you must do at your site, you must commit to the time that you say that you're going to be there. This becomes a big problem with some students, I've heard. You need to adjust your schedule, make a schedule, and stay committed to your schedule. So if you tell the site that I can come Monday, Wednesday afternoons, and Saturday mornings, you need to come Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons, Saturday mornings. Sounds easy, right? Why is this complicated for some students? I don't know. You can't change. It's it. You got to commit to it. We tell our sites that you're going to give them a schedule, And they're going to agree to it, you negotiate it, and we're going to commit to it. You don't want to change sites in between. Can you change sites during the semester? You cannot. You will throw off your whole, you could throw off your whole program. So very careful with the schedule you commit to your site. Make sure you have all your classes in line before you start. Make sure you got your life in check. Whose life is in check? Okay, one, two of us, maybe two. Everyone else, get on track before spring starts, okay? There's also another obstacle. It's being able to manage everything else besides the practicum internship. So practicum is pretty low maintenance. It's like maybe 10 hours a week at a site. So you can do that over a couple of days, right? Internship's like 20 hours a week. That's a little more hefty. So if you're working full time, maybe try to find a site that has evenings, weekends, but it's still a lot to manage. So think ahead. You're all planning on starting in January. I think you're going to do your internship 1 in the fall.
No, I'm just starting my job.
Just starting. Okay. So you have plenty of time to think about January. Everyone's here for January, right? Yeah. Plenty of time from now and January to figure out how can you manage your schedule come January 2015. It's very, very important for you, mentally and then logistically. You must register for a course that goes with practical internship. It's not just at the site. You have a course, you meet with your supervisor. Usually, those who are in the master's program, it's usually once a week, usually online for most classes. Anyway, in the doc program, is a little bit different, and maybe 3 or 5 times you meet, and it's chunk hours. Just varies a little bit. But you have a class, and they give you supervision in that. So most of the classes are blended. There's some online. Everyone knows about the online attendance, right? Argosy is serious about online attendance. So make sure you're there. All right, for the actual field experience itself, you should try to find a site that has a variety of clients. And that you're absolutely sure the type of clients you want to work with. Like I know I want to work with adolescents, or I know I want to work with older adults. Then find a site that specializes in that. If you're not sure, your best bet is to find a site that offers a variety of clients. What would be the benefit of that? What's the benefit of that?
You can find your niche.
Find your niche. You can make yourself eclectic. What's the benefit of knowing who you want to work with? Just hone in on it some more. Make yourself marketable. Make sure that when you interview, you know what you need to get the requirements to get met. Yes.
Sorry, we have a good question. I forget. We are in class right now.
Okay.
So are we able to step out and then come back in?
Oh no, I want you right here. That's Dr. Cameron?
Yes.
Should be all right. We'll be done. Should be okay. Should be okay. Okay. When you go to your sites, you need to know what you have to get met. You need to say, I need 20 hours a week. You do not want to go to a site and then they come back and say, well, we'll give you 10. So you need to be educated about your requirements. I need 20 hours. I need 10 hours. If they can't meet your requirement and you say, well, they said they could, that's going to mess up your program. You're going to wait till the next semester. Make sure, they're all approved sites, unless you got a new site. Just double check. Are you still licensed? Can I see it? That they must be a licensed supervisor, for sure. Make sure, ask them again. I can still record, right? I can still record sessions. Confirm that with them. Don't wait until day 1 to find out, well, we no longer allow that. You must be able to record at the site. Okay? For the fall, these are new requirements. So they will already be in place when you start in the spring. When you're in practicum, you're going to have 2 recordings. If you're in internship, you're going to have 3 per semester. And then if you're in the doc program, you have 1 internship recording per 100 clinical hours. So if doc students, if you were in taking, doc students that take clinical and teaching, we'll talk about in a second. So depending on how many clinical hours you take, you need 1 recording per 100 clinical hours. The manual is much more specific. I'm just giving an overview here. You must be able to evaluate your site, and they must evaluate you. It's all online. Some sites are pretty hardcore. You need a background check. You may have to pay $35. Who's paying the $35 for the background check? You are, not Argosy. If you can't afford that, ask ahead of time. Are there any special things I need to do? Any fees? Anything like that? And do you know this already, right? Why can it not be your job? Do relationships. Absolutely. Cannot be your job. All right, so let's see what else we got here. This is a summary of what the sheet already gave you. Here's today. There's 2 parts of your training plan. The application, that's due October 1st. You must interview, determine, select, be accepted at a site, and turn in your online application by October 1st. October 2nd, you're waiting till summer. Okay? October 1st for sure. Then we will follow up with you in 30 days. During that 30 days, we're going to call the site. Can she still come? Can he still come? Can you still meet these requirements? We're telling them again, like you already have. And so we have 30 days to confirm that. And then we're going to let you know that everything is a go. And then you've got 1 month after that to get the agreement. And the agreement has like your schedule, your goals, things like that. Yes?
How long is it before you let us know that it's a go?
Within that month. Yeah, within that month. So by November 1st.
Okay, so I'm scheduled to start my practicum in the fall, April, May. So I would have already received confirmation.
Did you already do your own application by June 1st?
I did.
Yes. No.
No,
To
it
July
was-
1st. July 1st for those doing fall. You already attended one
Okay,
of
so July. Okay, sorry.
You already attended one of these?
Yes.
Yes. And you're doing practicum in the fall?
Yes.
Then June
So
1st.
sometime this month. I should
Yes,
hear.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah. So we have 30 days, so July 1st for you. Yeah. For the rest of everybody else, November 1st we'll follow up. Then you got a month to get your agreement in. And then the party gets started. You have a nice holiday break. And then reality sinks in. Good? Okay, let's see. Due dates is what you have in front of you. So if I just jump over to the spring, it's just more detail of all the stuff that you need to have. So, right here, sorry. October 1st, we'll tell you about November 1st. You got December 1st for your agreement. You start in January, you must register. The semester probably starts right around January 8th. Give or take a day or two. RBC can fluctuate a little bit there. Semester's going to end on the 22nd. So a week prior to that, evaluations need to be done. 22nd, right about as the last day, that's when your activity log is due. So log that's going around, don't take it, send it back. That needs to be submitted to our office. The instructions for that are on that log. Okay? Yeah? Good? She needs one-on-one. She needs,
I thought we were in July. We're not in July.
yes, we are in July. In your world, the other world, they're in June. I know. It's all blur, right? It's just.
It is all but every day.
You went to happy hour before this, didn't you?
Huh?
You went to happy hour before this one?
Oh.
July
yes,
happy hour.
actually.
Okay, here we go. Working with you. Okay, the training plan. The training plan has how many components? 2. Very good. There's 2 pieces to it. The 2 pieces are purposeful. The first one is you kind of just get your general information about you and your site. That gives you a little more time to get to know your site. You get more information about what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, all that fun stuff. It's all online. The funny piece is, though, if you start your application and you leave and you want to come back, that's just fine. But it has to be the same computer. The same computer, the cookies, the IP will remember your IP address. If you try to finish it at another computer, it won't recognize you. You have to start all over again. So when you decide to do these training plan components, do it for the same computer. Okay? All right. That way you can go back in into the deadline. We close at the deadline. You can't go back in after the deadline. Okay, here's some fun stuff here. Some of you may decide, so for practically you have one application and agreement. Done. When internship comes, you must do the application again and the agreement. For those of you taking a second semester internship, which is all master students and maybe some doc students, you don't have to do the training application again for internship 2, just the agreement. Because the agreement has particular stuff, your hours, your days, your goals. That can change. Application piece won't change. So understand that? Internship 2, just need a second, just need the agreement, no new application. It's on the manual, very detailed. And, okay, there's that. Let's see what else we got. Just in a nutshell, for the master students, your hours are categorized into three areas. All your hours in activity log are going to be direct hours, working with the client. Could be group, families, couples, kids. The activity log defines what are direct hours. Indirect hours are more like supportive work. So maybe you're doing some answer the phone, do some filing, things like that. Your log defines what is indirect hours. The last category is supervision. So individual, group, peer, everything is listed on there. You have supervision in your class, so you should count those hours in your class too. So let's see, if we have a 15-week practicum, and you meet for 1.5 hours, 15 weeks, what's the math? How many hours is that? Yeah, Friday math. Probably like 40 some hours. That should count on your log. Count those hours. Miss a class, then you can't count it. The doc students that are in here, your hours are categorized slightly different. They're in 6 areas. And the log reflects that. All right? So it tells you how each of these are defined. One thing particular for doc students is, starting in the fall, which is already in place, you'll be starting this spring, you must have, in your practicum, you must have 60 hours of working with a client, so clinical hours. FYI, in the past for doc students, your practicum could be whatever you want it to be. You do any of these areas. But now it's changed due to some accreditation. Of the 100 and some hours you need for practicum, 60 must be direct hours with clients. Okay? The rest could be whatever you want. The manual spells it out, or I can talk to you one-on-one. Doc students, for internship, you can pick any of these for your internship, but you must at least have clinical and teaching. So there could just be a few hours of this, but you have to be a teaching assistant. You must have it for internship. And then whatever else you need for your $600 can be any of these. And we can work with you to develop that. So doc students, you have some choices, except for these particulars right here. Masters, you have these 3 areas. Master students, you might want to take note, because one day you might be applying. You're at the tail end, you'd be applying the doc program. Yes?
So that 60 hours, is that done coupled with like working with master students going through their,
No.
so that's an off-site?
No, that's like supervision.
Oh, we have
Yeah.
to, we are doing supervision.
For the teaching piece, you might be doing supervision, but this clinical piece here, this direct piece here, is actually seeing clients.
Seeing clients.
Clients.
Okay.
Yeah, in the past it was teaching, but now it's been more clarified with accreditation. It has to be with clients.
Okay.
And you can still teach practicum too. You definitely got to have this, but you're definitely teaching an internship.
Okay.
Good experience to be TA, teaching assistant. All right, okay? Got a general sense? Yeah? All right, here we go. As I mentioned, the activity log, when end of semester comes in the spring, and then summer, and then maybe fall for some of you, you will email that to this address. It's on the log. Your instructor for your class will probably want a copy too, and your sub-supervisor may want for their own records. But for sure we want one. Why would we want it? If your instructor has it, your supervisor has it. Why would we want it?
There's no record.
Huh?
There's no file.
Yeah, why do we even need a file for you and your hours? Licensure down the road. We're not going to remember you. Well, maybe if you cause trouble, but we're not going to remember you. Or we may be gone. So we want to have in our office the hours you work in case you come back 5 years later and want documentation of the hours you got. Like we had one today from 2002.
Yeah, it was 2002.
12 years ago. He's lucky. We're about to burn those files. So it helps you for licensure. There's someone that can verify the hours that you've done. All right, each semester, so for those of you on the 3-semester, practical, internship 1, internship 2, each semester have that. If you're at more than one site, make sure you total both sites into one log. Make it easy, okay? So doctoral students, you're probably going to be at more than one site. Master students, you may choose to be at maybe 2 if you want. Maybe you want to do 10 hours with families, 10 hours with inpatient. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Just as what we'll do for the evaluation, near the end of the semester, we'll contact your supervisor. If there's any change, you gotta let us know. You cannot pass that course without a positive evaluation. We will email your supervisor and give them a link that's sensitive just to them, a password, and they will complete your evaluation online. Okay? And then you will complete one on them that's online as well. So we'll send them an email, have a link. So what you may want to do near the end of practicum in the spring, internship in the spring, is let them know, did you get the link? Did you get the email? It'll come probably like early April, for the semester, middle of April. That's when the semester's going to start to finish. Not bad. So one thing we want to be proactive about is communication with the site. You already know this, but just want to go over it. This could be your next employer. This person could be writing you a letter of recommendation, a reference for a job. You're representing Argosy, representing yourself, your program. We want you to remind you to be very professional in your communication, respectful. Even if you're unhappy with how they're treating you, you want to reverse back. Same for your faculty, your advisors. continuously positive communication. If you get frustrated or you get upset about something, who should you talk to? Site supervisor, if you're already in the site, right? And then if you don't like their answer, do you curse them out? You'd be surprised. Who do you go to next? Faculty. And do you curse them out? You'd be surprised. Chris, did I curse you out?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. I'm waiting for it. Do you get the gist of it? If we're going to be counselors, we're going to be counselors that must transcend who we are at all times. So be positive in our communication with our site and with our faculty. So just a reminder of who you go to first here as well. I don't know why people will email Dr. Gill. Dr. Gill's our chair. Why would you email her? You must be in a serious crisis. Email Dr. Gill. Not that your advisor, maybe, perhaps. Serious. Don't do that. That's good communication. When you're interviewing for sites, think about your own style. Would you rather call, email? You want to show up? Nobody should show up. Find a way to communicate to reach out to sites because you're going to have to interview with them. So make sure your resume and cover letter are good. You know, you have free resume writing center here with Mrs. Jennifer Beach, like back at the 730 suite. For free, she'll look at your resume. For free. That one too, absolutely. You know it already. Some of you may have 3 or 4 versions of your resume. Maybe you have a resume that's more clinical, one that's more volunteer, one that's more administrative. So make sure you have a nice, clean, ready to go resume. Make an appointment to see them if you want. You may not need to do role play, but maybe you might. This could be the first interview for some of you all. Maybe. Maybe do some role playing. Make sure you feel comfortable. You know what to ask, what they might ask of you. Again, it could be a potential job. Thinking ahead, if you know the couple sites you're going to be interested in before you email or call, check them out. Do some research. Talk to your colleagues here. Get to know them. That way you're more educated about their site, or maybe you'll change your mind after you find out something about them. Yeah? All right. So I'm recommending your top 3 sites. Have your cover letter resume. Be positive. And all your information is due when? After today, when is your first part of your application due? So you've got July. We're not in July. For you again. July, August. You got 3 months to do some research, get your resume together, reach out to sites, go with the interviews, let them decide they want you, if you want them, and submit it by October 1st. Not much time, actually. Maybe, unless you can make it work. So be very focused, very strategic about who you're gonna apply to. Okay, good old professionalism here. Just some things you might want to think about adding. What could you offer the site? Come up with questions to ask them. After the interview, always nice, I felt nice thank you note. You can do an email. And this last goal is really, really important. I get some people say to me, I accepted the job at ABC Center. The DEF is really where I really want to intern at, and they called me today. What should I do? What should you do?
Go ahead and make a commitment.
You guys said A, B, and C. Okay? So before you accept the placement, be sure that you're willing to go there. Like if you get an offer later after the fact, you can't switch up. It's not good. It's not professional. Okay? So watch your time. That's why it's good to try to get all this done early and get your interviews early so you have time so you can make a decision. Okay? All right, let's see what else here. So again, we offer these 3 times a year. We have some changes. Good to come again. These are the trainings that we offer. We just have a board out in our area. Try to offer some more trainings to students besides just this one. Keep you continuing to educate outside just classrooms. Different topics that we tend to try to offer. And then here's your next steps. If you attended this session, after today, the email address you put on my computer, we're going to email you the documents. The Campus Commons Student Portal. Have you checked that out recently? Antiquated. We finally got it updated yesterday. Now, how long did we get that thing updated? Chris?
What was it, 6 months?
6 months. So the counseling department on the Campus Commons Student Portal is now updated. So everything that you see here is also on there. But we're still going to email it to you. So you get the manual, this PowerPoint. We'll email you a list of approved sites. We'll email you PDFs of the documents that are back there, the application, the agreement, the evaluation. Make sure you bring this back up before you go. Let's see what else. So then you'll get all these. Then you need to go interview with some sites. Find the site that you want to be at. Do the E-plan by the due dates. Then you're going to do your experience in the spring. Make sure you do the evaluation. Turn your login. attend this thing again, and it just starts all over again for doing a 3 semester. Got it? Easy? No problem? Nice flow? Okay. Good. Here are the links. Again, this will all be emailed to you. There's a link to the student portal, then you do your login. For spring 2005, this is the link you want to go to do your application, your agreement, and then at the end of spring, your evaluation. And we'll email your supervisor for that. What do you think? Yeah? All online, no documents, none of that madness. And that's it. What questions do you have? Yes.
So is it always, are they always successive, you do practicum and then you have to do the internship? Okay, because there's also the exam in there too, right?
Absolutely. You could take a break. You could do practicum the spring, maybe do the comp exam in the summer, then pick up internship fall and spring. But I will say this, when you're interviewing against sites, sometimes they like you if you can commit to 3 semesters.
Continuity.
Or 2. Right, continuity. But yes, we're okay with you taking the break. Yes.
What exactly is the difference between a practicum and an internship?
Sure, your manual will get very specific. Practicum is like 10 hours, you go to a site, still for 15 weeks, just kind of get you a slow transition into the counseling world. So you might see like 3 or 4 clients a week and kind of find your comfort level. The internship is just a little bit larger, 20 hours a week. So you're there more, you're seeing more clients, you're there like a part-time employee almost. So just a nice transition into the whole experience. But and the manual is very particular about how many hours you need. Yes. Yes, sir.
I live up towards Baltimore, and
Okay.
there's not a whole lot of sites on
Okay.
the list.
Okay.
How do you see about getting a site approved? What's the process?
We'll just contact the site. You can do the first. You can do the legwork if you want. Give them the manual. Say, this is what's required of me in my site. If you look on page 12 and 14, whatever it is, it's the site requirements. If you think you can meet them, you could do some legwork so you don't waste your time either. And if you feel like they agree they can meet it and you like it and they want you, then when we call, it's going to be really easy. We're confirming, can you meet these requirements? And once in a while, we'll do a site visit, but not always necessary. And that's really it. So we're going to go off your first initial impression that they can meet the requirements. Because our thing should not be a surprise to them when we say, can you get all these hours, the recordings, those kinds of things.
Okay, so there's no longer an application for them?
No. When you apply, it'll say if it's new. It'll say something to that effect, so we know it's new.
So to her point, is it okay to contact folks that we think could
Yeah.
be good sites and
Absolutely.
say, I'm with Argosy, these are the requirements, would I be able to come in for an interview and see if you'd be,
Yes.
if there would be mutual?
Sure, and give them the manual.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and then if it does seem like a place we would want to potentially pursue, we would let you know, or?
No, you go ahead and you do the application, because you need to have a comfort that you feel that they can meet the requirements based on your own. So we're going off your first impression. We're
Okay.
trusting you that. We're not going to hold your application and go visit them and then come back. You will submit everything still by October 1st.
Okay, but you only select one site, that's correct?
You can do
By
2.
October 1st, I mean, can you select 3 or 4?
You go up to 2. You can do
Up to
2 by
2,
October
okay.
1st. But you have to do both of them, like 10 hours an hour, unless you're going to do more hours. But you can't pick one and say, I'm holding this one in case it doesn't work out.
But you can select, like, these might both be viable, and let's see which one might work,
No.
right? Oh,
No,
you
the one
actually-
you put in is the one you're planning on being there.
Maybe I'm not,
They have to accept, so, because I have the same question that she's
Okay.
asking, is like, can you submit more than one application, especially since the application decision is due a month later? So like, can you say, these are my 2 prospects,
Nope.
but we haven't made an
You put the
agreement
ones that they accepted you accepted them, and you put that in that application.
yet? So it's the agreement or commitment.
The application means that you are ready to be there. So if you want to do 2 sites, you can, but it's not the either or. And when you put it in there, you're putting it with confidence that this site can meet the requirements and we'll have no problem approving them because you've already explained to them, I got to get these hours, there's supervision, those kinds of things.
why would you do
So
2
it's
sites,
not-
it would be like 20 hours then, right?
Say it again? It depends.
Like,
It depends.
you could do
We'll have
2
an option to
sites,
put
like,
you
you
in
could
to
do 20 hours here and then 20 hours there for a 40-hour direct hours.
It's up to you, or you can do 10, 10, 15, 5. Some folks feel like they want to get 15 with a variety of clients. They want to get a little taste of inpatient, a little taste of crisis, perhaps. So they might do 5 crises, or you can do more than 20, for sure. But you want to have a life, and if you're working, that can be really difficult. But if you're thinking about licensure, I will add this. If you can do more, that's better. Because licensure in Virginia requires how many hours? Who's done the homework? 4,000 in hours, and we're doing a little like 600, 700. And DC is 3,500, and Maryland is 3,000.
But you can only do so much.
Well, up to 1,000.
Yeah.
For most, Virginia has a little caveat. You can do 900, but supervisor has to be credentialed to Virginia supervisor. There's a lot of little things. If you're thinking about licensure right now, go download the application for the state that you're thinking of and read it, see what it requires. Because like in Virginia, they'll count a lot of hours, particularly if the supervisor is a Virginia-approved supervisor. So maybe you shop around and get a site where the supervisor is a Virginia-approved supervisor. Maryland has a requirement too that the supervisor be Maryland-approved for half your hours. So things to think about. Yeah. I think I had another. Yeah.
So you can't interview more than one site?
Sure, you can get 100. But when you by October 1st make a decision, they have to offer you the position. So they got to say, we want you to intern here, and you want to actually be there as
You
well.
can't interview multiple sites?
I
just-
would.
Just decide on one by October?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. I would, because some may say you're not the right fit, or some may say we already are full, or we no longer do internships, or something may change. Yeah. If you do them early, then you have a larger window in case you change your mind or find a better site. Yes. Yeah.
If we were to find a new site that happens to have multiple new sites that fit the area, would we send a list to y'all so that way y'all can get it on the approved list to Chris?
No. When you apply for that application, we'll take the site from that point and put it on the list once we
Okay.
approve them.
I
If
was
you
just thinking of additional ones for people.
Yeah,
after
FYI,
me.
yeah, you might say, hey, these look like good sites, we can check them out, but not part of you, because you don't
Yeah.
want to. But
I was just thinking of it
FYI
for
is
future
great.
people.
Absolutely, sure, love that, yeah.
You're gonna hate me, Chris.
I understand the dual relationship of doing a practicum and internship in a place that you work. What if your current job has multiple sister sites
Sure.
where you
You
have
can do that.
different directors,
Yeah.
different supervisors,
And different clients?
different clients?
Yep, you can do that.
Because I work for a counseling center,
That's
and they
perfect.
agreed to do the training, and
That's
they
fine.
would send me.
Long as you have a
different
different supervisor
and
and different clients, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you interview with different sites, what is considered for us as students an offer? Does it have to be a written offer?
Yeah, I
You know what
would,
I'm saying? Like someone can say, yeah, we want you, and then you do this, and then it's like, no.
yeah,
we
I would
never.
probably get something in writing, an email, or you can
Okay.
blame us, Argosy requires, I have an email that
Okay.
you really, I don't care, Dr. Richard, she's really crazy, make sure can I get something? Yeah, that's a good question.
Mine's was similar to hers. My agency had a therapeutic foster care side. It's completely different from the mental health direct service. So I
Okay.
can still work with that side.
As long as those clients are completely separate, you won't see a client in the other role, and your supervisor is completely separate. Yeah, just good. Good question. Yeah.
Do you recommend that I keep my activity log for all time, just in case? A copy for myself?
Yes, because sometimes we might lose it, or Chris, he may file in the wrong place or something. So definitely keep all your doc, particularly your hours, because down the road for licensure, it's going to be very, very important that you have that. Or like this, you take a break, do practicum, and you have that one log, and take a break for the summer, do CPC or your comp exams. Then in the fall, maybe you have some extra hours, which we'd like to you to carry some extra hours. When that log comes up missing, or you forgot to email it to us. So just be very careful about keeping track, and in fact, keep a second copy. Email it to your cousin or somebody that's something that so it doesn't get lost. You will lose those hours. That's a complete waste, particularly for licensure. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Other questions or thoughts? Reflections? Excited? Yeah. Well, good. If we think of something later, just let us know. You don't have a site yet, and you don't have an instructor yet. So at this point, it's okay to reach out to Chris or then myself. Yes.
When do you register for the class?
Yeah, usually it's about a month before. So go back to this slide. Let's go back here so that you know what to look for. It's on here. Yeah. So this is the one handout that I did give you.
The estimate is,
So usually it's right around here. So it'll probably be like,
I'm sorry, I'm just not reading.
that's okay. You're in July. I know. It's
I
okay.
know, I'm all messed up.
I'm going to join you
Apologize.
soon. It's good. Why don't you make sure that you don't miss a step? Okay, if you think of something, let us know. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Make sure you signed in.